Hello, beautiful soul, and welcome back to The Voice Within. Today, I want to start with truth that still feels a little bit heavy in my body. For the past, I'm not sure, maybe 7 days, I've been going through some really heavy personal awakenings in my life. I don't feel comfortable to share every single detail around it, but I'm trying to pull the wisdom out of it. I'm trying to put it in my work so I can reflect it back in this platform for you, so you can take something for yourself from my own personal struggles. Nothing big happened, nothing changed, nothing dramatic happened that I could point into direction of saying, okay, this happened and this is the reason I see this now. It feels like the curtain is lifted in front of me, and now I can see clearly the things I never saw in my life. This is how it feels. It feels like, you know that feeling when you have a friend and you've been hanging out with them, and then after years and years you finally realize that that friend was lying to you and they were not honest with you. And then you feel grief and you feel anger and rage. And you're saying to yourself, how come I didn't see this before? How come I didn't see this way before? It's like you are suddenly open to completely new reality. This is what actually happened to me in the past 7 days or more. I was doing a lot of personal work, a lot of personal journaling, introspections, putting the things together in my life, in my past, and I came to see some things which I never saw before, and it's a little bit heavy, but this is growth. This is the part of awakening. This is the way we grow. It's not comfortable. It's very messy. It's very rough, sometimes very painful, but if we have ability to get the wisdom out of it and find what is good for us in that, then it's really worth of it. So like I said, I will start with the truth that still sits a little bit heavy in my body. My son is open and loving child. He's the type of child that if he see you one time, second time, he will run to you and hug you. After 5-6 times, he will tell you he loves you. It's just the way he is. His hugs are very strong. His smiles are loud and they fill up the room. This is who he is. There is that innocence in the children, the way they express the love, the way they show the love, the way they behave, which lights up our heart because it's so truthful. It's so, it's clean. There is no manipulation in it. There is no hidden agenda. This is why we love children so much. Even when they tell us that we have a little bit more weight than we should, that we should lose it, we don't take it so personally because we know that is innocent. It's coming from a child, and we cannot even get angry, although sometimes it's true for the things they are saying or seeing or feeling. So this is just the way my kid is. He's one really special kid, and the way he brings the joy in other people is something that people really enjoy. And I can see how much laugh and smiles he brings in any room he shows up. From the time he was born and from the time he was able to run through the rooms and hug the people, I always saw how much people see it and they enjoy it. But at the same time, there is a part I really didn't see. Few days ago, I basically realized this is the fruit of my labor. Because if you think about it, if you have soil and you want to plant some fruit, you put the seed in the soil, you will water it, make sure it's on the sunlight, you will take care for it in every possible way so that fruit comes out beautiful with the fruits on it, right? With something to pick up to harvest. And it's the same thing with our children. They can have beautiful personality, they can be innocent, they can be open, they can be loving, but if they are not put it in the right soil, maintained, emotionally, mentally, physically, in every possible way supported, if they don't have that soil which helps them become like that, they wouldn't be that way. Child can be cheerful and happy and loving, but if the child is growing in abusive family, the child will not become the child who fills up the room with the smiles. That openness in my son, that ability to love people, to show his affection, to say openly, I love you, this is the fruit of my labor. It didn't came from nowhere. It came from our daily hugs, from daily saying to each other, I love you. He says to me, I say to him. My husband say to me, I say to him. It's something that we say to each other all the time. Every message finish with it. Every separation when he goes to school or he comes back ends with I love you. And I love you again when he comes back, and I missed you, and we hug each other. This is literally the fruits of my labor. This is something I teach my son. I created environment in our family so he could bloom. And yet, rarely does people notice these things when the mother does it. Rarely people around us, they acknowledge the gardener who planted that seed and maintained that seed. A lot of people around us, they want to harvest what feels good without ever respecting the soil that made it possible in the first place. And where does this coming from? It's coming from me realizing that I still have some people in my life that I tolerate, that they are very disrespectful. I still have people who judging me, who projecting their insecurities on me. And at the same time, I still see that I allow those people to be in presence of my child while basically they disrespecting me. And then I see them enjoying the fruits of my labor, the openness of my child, his smiles and the hugs and innocence, while at the same time they never want to acknowledge me or respect me in the way I raised him in the first place. When I have realized this, I understood that if I don't see what I have built in my life, no one else will. If I don't respect the soil I tended, other people will enjoy the harvest while completely ignoring the roots. And this is why so many mothers, we feel invisible, because many mothers, they don't claim what they have done. And if I am honest right now with you, I saw the amplitude of me breaking the cycle in my family. I saw me attending my triggers, building awareness, building up my game, building my emotional intelligence, investing the time in my son, in myself, in my husband, reading the book, challenging myself, stretching my capacity, crying, grieving, changing, testing. I did all of it. But I actually didn't see the fruits of my labor so clearly like I did a few days ago, where I saw actually, wait a minute, the people enjoy my child, enjoy his openness, enjoy his love, but they are not respecting the one who made it possible in the first place. They will maybe not agree with my parenting methods. They will maybe not respect my boundaries. They will maybe mock me or have sarcasm or judge me for my life choices, but they want to enjoy the fruits of my labor. I was thinking about this a lot and realizing this must be the situation with a lot of mothers, especially the cycle breakers, which, if I'm honest, is most of the millennials mothers. It's like you investing so much, you doing so much, but basically people see the child's love, they see the family warmth, they see the functioning home, but they don't see the nervous system behind all of it, because fruits are visible and roots are invisible down underground. They don't see who made it possible in the first place. A lot of people around you will hug your child, will enjoy a holiday with your child, will share the meal with your child. This is so easy, but planting the soil, staying up at night, holding emotions, breaking cycles, this is completely unseen. Harvest feels very easy when somebody did all the work. This is why we feel like we are disappearing. Like everybody is looking at the beautiful child raised beautifully, doing something which nobody in cycles of generation didn't do, but they don't acknowledge the person who made it possible. And if we, like mothers, we don't claim what we have built, others will basically define it for us. They'll enjoy the fruits as it just happen. And we know every mother who is cycle breaker knows it didn't just happen. Every mother knows what is behind that. How many swallowed triggers, how many books, how many podcasts, how many cries, how many sleepless nights, how many challenging conversations. We all know what is behind it so the child can bloom that way. How many times we have to defend our boundaries, defend the way we want to parent our children. If we don't claim this, if we don't see the amplitude of this labor, labor, people will just harvest the fruits, but they will not see the gardener. And maybe you felt this in your life too. Maybe you have people in your life who enjoy the fruits of your labor, your children, their sweetness. Maybe they enjoy your home atmosphere. Maybe it's completely different from what you grew up in. The easiness, the laughter, the smiles. Maybe it's in the way you cooking. Maybe it's in the way you attending the people when they arrive in your home. But nobody actually stops and say, you made this possible. You created home like this. You did something which we never saw it modeled before. If you don't acknowledge this for yourself, you'll feel completely invisible even while they are praising what you have grew. Even when they are saying, this is such a beautiful fruit, but you will feel invisible if you don't acknowledge this inside of yourself for yourself. They don't have to praise you, but you have to see it for yourself so you understand how huge thing you did. If you don't see it, you will feel like endlessly breaking the cycles. And if you are honest with yourself, listening this podcast episode, feeling in your stomach, in your heart, the examples I'm giving you, you feel inside, yes, I did it. I broke the cycle. And everything I have and everything I have built it is the fruit of my labor. I did it with my own hands, with my own heart, with my own fearless need to change something for my child and to make my home feel differently. The fruit is only as healthy as the root. Your labor, your boundaries, your emotional presence, that's the root. If you don't respect it, basically nobody will. If you don't see it, nobody will see it. If you don't name it, they will harvest without ever seeing you behind all of that. When you finally see yourself as a gardener of your garden, you start asking the questions which are a little bit uncomfortable, the questions that I'm asking myself past few days. Who gets to harvest from here? Who watered those roots with me? And who only show up when it's time to pick up? Who is there for me? Who helped me? Who held me? Who saw me? Who extended the hand when I needed the most to take care for my garden? Or I still have in my life people who come when it's the harvest season. And I want to say something especially to us millennial moms. And I know in my audience, most of the moms listening me are in that age group. I heard this so many times. And I know that many mothers, millennials especially, we hear this. Your parents couldn't give you what they didn't have. It's like, I don't know, like excuse. But these days I ask myself, how did I give it? How is it possible that I didn't have, but I gave something different to my child? We didn't have it modeled to us either. We didn't grow up in the attunement, the boundaries, the language. We didn't have none of it. Yet we choose differently. What did you do? You Googled it in the middle of the night. You sat with your guilt. You broke cycles and tried again and again, and next day and year after year you tried differently. You gave what you didn't have. That's a choice. It didn't happen accidentally. It's a choice you made, maybe even during your pregnancy. I'm gonna parent my child differently. 99% of the mothers that I know that are in my circle, even in my audience, are the mothers who said, I promise myself I will do differently. You are listening this podcast in the first place because you want to do it differently. You are investing the time, energy, emotions, everything you have to water that garden the best way you can. And you gave what you didn't have. You built it yourself with your own hands. And like I said, this is the choice. We always have choice to choose differently. That's the root that nobody sees, and it's what makes the fruit so delicious and so special. So for me, whenever I heard this sentence, they couldn't give you what they didn't get or what they didn't have, it always felt to me like shifting responsibility onto somebody else. Like, don't expect more than what they gave you because they were not able to give you that. And there is truth in that. The people who are not aware cannot give you something because they are not even aware that they're supposed to give you something. But we did it. We made the choice to do it differently. We can even say, okay, our parents didn't have Google, didn't have information, didn't have nothing what we have right now to parent differently. But you don't need Google or books to know what is right and what is wrong in your heart, how to treat the child. So I'm not trying to blame or shift responsibility, but I'm just trying with this episode to open your eyes to see that you are cycle breaker, that you choose differently, and you did it because in your house, everything around you that you have, that you build it, it's the fruits of your labor. It didn't came from nowhere. It came from your decision to create different family dynamic. Turn around your house, take a look, see the soil. Do you see it? Do you see those moments, those hugs, those giggles, those tickles and laughter and enjoyment? Do you see that safety? Do you see that openness in your family and everything you have built it that most probably or maybe you wished you had in your family? Can you see it? Start naming for yourself what you have actually done. I built this atmosphere. I broke this cycle. I made this fruit possible. My home is like this because I did it. It didn't came from nowhere. It came from my restless need to change something, to do it differently. Not everyone gets to harvest that. If somebody is ignoring the roots, if they disrespect the soil, you decide how much fruits they receive. We often think, how do I set the boundaries without guilt? I recorded that podcast episode. How do I do this? How do I do that? But think about it. Just think about for a second. If you are in position that there is anybody in your life who is disrespecting you like a mother and everything you do and the way you are raising your child, does that person really deserve to enjoy the fruits you planted? Does it deserve to be in your circle? I'm not telling you to cut off the people. I'm not telling you to start the war. I'm telling you to really sit with yourself and think a little bit how much of your presence people deserve. This is awakening that I was having for the past 7 days, realizing that not everybody deserves to harvest my fruits. I did this. With my labor, I created this environment where it's so beautiful to be, where the love is coming from all of the sides and overflowing to whoever comes close to us. But not everybody deserves to be part of that. Instead of asking yourself, do these people love my child? Ask yourself, do they honor the mother who made this child bloom? Not just birthed it, who made this child bloom. Because you, breaking cycle, you bloom your child. Because if you didn't, it would be completely different. The child can have beautiful personality. The child can be open, but at the same time, the parents, they can destroy it or make it bloom. And you choose without having the tools to make it bloom. This is not little thing. If we don't start acknowledging how huge is this, it will just slip under the rug like it just happened by itself. The fruit, they grow by themselves. When we know deep inside, that's not actually what happened. Whenever you feel that you need to explain your boundaries, remember, you are a gardener who is planting the fruits that will bloom, and then the people will like to enjoy the fruits. Remember that there is nothing to feel guilty about, because what you're doing is something that a lot of people don't dare to do, because it's easier to stay comfortable. It's easier to stay where we are instead of looking in our own faults and problems and mistakes and deal with our own shit. A lot of people, they don't want to do that. A lot of people are running away from that. A lot of people are giving themselves excuses and lying to themselves and blaming others and judging others and flipping and defending themselves just so they don't have to look into themselves. You did that. You were brave. So don't you dare ever again to put yourselves down like a mother and say, how will I set boundaries so somebody doesn't get offended? You set boundaries and you are not responsible. Are other people uncomfortable with you setting boundaries? You are the gardener. You make it possible. You make it bloom. Own it. You are the cycle breaker. The fruit doesn't grow in a vacuum. It grows because of the mother. The child doesn't grow by itself and becomes happy and cheerful and open and talkative and all of the things our children are. That didn't happen in vacuum. It happened because of us, because of the mothers who decided to break the cycle. And if you don't see the soil you have tended and you have taken care for, they'll eat the fruits and forget the gardener. They will take it like, oh, it just happened. Not everyone who enjoys the fruit has earned the right to harvest it. Remember this. Look into your circle. Look into the people who are around your child. Did they help you to grow that fruit? Did they help you to break the cycle? Did they support you in any way possible? This world They love the fruits, but rarely people respect the root. You are the gardener, and without you, there is no harvest. Just remember that. I don't even know how to close this podcast episode because it's really a little bit emotional and it's even personal, and I really wanted to share this wisdom with you, and I wanted to touch you in this way. Even I'm a little bit emotional right now, and I hope you found in this episode something which will put you on your feet in the place where you're supposed to be. Not shrinking yourself down, not disrespecting yourself, really seeing the amplitude of your work and what actually you have done in your life. Never allow anybody to minimize that. Never apologize for it, and never think that what you're doing could be minimized by somebody's discomfort of what you're doing and they never dare to do. So I don't even know right now how to close this podcast episode. This is so emotional for me, and I really hope that it touched you. And if it did, share with the mothers who are cycle breakers. Share it with the woman who needs to hear this. More mothers need to acknowledge the things we are doing, especially us new generations, millennials, mom. We need to really acknowledge what actually we are doing in our families. I wish you beautiful, lovely, juicy, delicious rest of the day. I hope you stay with these emotions, with this power inside of you, and I hope it will carry you and push you forward in rest of your day, and hopefully in the rest of your life and rest of your motherhood. Until the next time, bye.